Have you ever watched a movie before and maybe saw somebody fainting, somebody with a heart attack? What is the cause of that? What is the cause of that? Something that you need to know, Uguti, a heart attack is basically a cardiovascular disease. So a heart attack is a heart disease. Okay? Heart attack. What happens when a person has a heart attack? What you need to understand, Uguti, there's so many things that happens in the blood. Firstly, there are coronary arteries and coronary veins. So when they cannot transport blood and when there are clots inside those vessels, the blood not passing through them, it causes a heart attack, especially when there's too much fat in those vessels, in those arteries. That's when a person experiences a heart attack. And that's what you need to know, okay? So what might be the cause of heart attack? What causes a person to have a heart attack? Because surely when something attacks you, you need to know what is the cause of it. So for so many people, the heart attack is caused by the genes. Everyone has genes, and some of the genes for certain characteristics, for certain traits, we inherit them from our parents. So if I have blonde hair, it might be because my grandmother or my mother is having the gene for the blonde hair. If I had red eyes, I might have inherited that from my mother. So the same thing happens with the heart attack. If your family member or family has this thing, heart attack or cancer, the genes might be transmitted from them to you. So it might be caused by the genetic material that was mixed during in your yes. So it might be caused by genes, but also it might be caused by unhealthy living. It might be caused by unhealthy living. When you eat too much fatty food, when you eat a lot of things that are not healthy for your body, that has such as burgers, scotters, they might cause fats, cholesterol. There might be a lot of cholesterol into your blood system and might cause your heart to be surrounded by a lot of fat. And some of your vessels, like coronary vessels and arteries, might have those fats. When your heart has a lot of fat, it does not function properly. It does not do the work that it should do. So if you eat unhealthy, if you smoke, if you are an alcoholic, sometimes that also causes what now? It causes the heart attack. So if you don't exercise at all, it's too bad because you have to exercise. So what are some of the diseases associated with heart attack? One of those diseases associated with a heart attack. One of them is anemia. How many minutes? 4. One of them is anemia. What normally happens when a person is anemic? When a person is anemic, it means that they do not have what? They lack. It's anemia. When you're anemic, you lack iron into your body. You lack iron in your blood system. So you don't have iron, and that's because of your red blood cells. When your red blood cells lack iron. That's when the person will be anemic. And what normally happens when you anemic? When you are anemic, what normally happens when happens, obviously your red blood cells, they start being circle, like a circle. When they start being circle and oxygen does not pass the way it should, and carbon dioxide is not the gaseous exchange basically does not happen into your cells. That's when you will start to become pale. Pale is when you become white, sort of like white, but not white, but you pale, and that's when you can see the symptoms of being anemic. So that's caused by the red blood cells lacking iron. Blood cells. What is another disease? Another disease that we have is leukemia. It is leukemia. And what is leukemia? It is a cancer caused by uncontrolled production of what? Uncontrolled production of some leukocytes in your cells. So those leukocytes, what do? They normally attack your white blood cells. We know that the white blood cells are the ones that protect your blood. It protects you from having bacteria, being infected with any other thing. So they fight against germs, they fight against bacteria. So when this happens, the cancer caused by the uncontrolled production of leukocytes attack the bone marrow. Okay, we know that the bone marrow, it is where there is a lot of production of white blood cells and red blood cells. Which one? We also have hypertension. We have hypertension. We have hypertension. Hypertension is common. Many people know about hypertension. It is what we normally call a high blood pressure. Hypertension. When you have a BP, what causes a BP? And hypertension normally attacks older people. It is when you have lots of salts. When you have lots of salts in your system, that's when you normally have hypertension. So it is caused by the salt and water in tissue, which causes the heart to. What does it do? The hypertension, it causes the heart to pump, to work harder than it should. So that's why when you have a problem with the hypertension, you normally find that the person will sweat and the heart will beat faster because it is working than it should. Okay? So what normally happens when you have, what causes a hypertension? It might be the fatty foods, unhealthy lifestyle, and obesity. When you are obese, that means you're eating a lot of food with salt and it causes a lot of hypertension. But normally sometimes it happens that you might have hypertension. What is the hypertension? Hypertension, it is when you have low blood pressure in your blood. Okay? When your pressure drops too much and the person feels a lot of things. You might feel dizzy when the pressure has dropped any limits. You might feel dizzy, or sometimes you might even faint. You might even faint. So what is happening? When you faint, it is because of the low blood pressure opening in your system. It is because of it. So what might happen if you have low blood pressure? You might have brain damages. you might have brain damages because